Have you ever pondered the paradox of our relationship with technology? A curious question, isn't it? We live in an era where technology, designed to simplify our lives, often seems to complicate them instead. This, my friends, is what we call the paradox of modernity. Imagine a world where every convenience is at your fingertips, a world where a single click can deliver a hot meal to your door, where a swipe right can lead to a new relationship, and where a tap can summon a ride to any destination. This is the world we live in today. A world dominated by technology, promising simplicity and convenience. Yet, we find ourselves more stressed, more anxious, and less satisfied. We are constantly bombarded with notifications demanding our attention, with an endless stream of information at our disposal, often leading to information overload. This is the paradox of our relationship with technology. A tool designed to simplify our lives, yet somehow managing to complicate them instead. So how do we navigate this paradox? The answer lies in mindfulness. Mindfulness, a concept that encourages us to be present, to be aware of our thoughts, our actions, and our surroundings. It asks us to step away from the constant hum of technological distractions and to focus on the here and now. When applied to our relationship with technology, mindfulness encourages us to use technology intentionally. It urges us to question whether our use of technology is serving us, or are we serving it? Are we mindlessly scrolling through social media feeds, or are we using technology to enrich our lives, to learn, to connect, to create? In the grand scheme of existence, our time with technology is a mere flicker, yet its impact is profound. As we journey through this paradox, let's remember to be mindful, to use technology with intention, and to not let it use us. This is our challenge and our opportunity in the age of modernity. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers, had an approach to life that can be surprisingly relevant to our digital age. Stoicism, a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece, is built on the principle of focusing only on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. The Stoics believed that our happiness, or eudaimonia, is tied directly to our inner virtues rather than external circumstances. Now, let's consider how this principle might apply to our use of technology. In the digital age, we're often overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information and distractions available at our fingertips. Notifications, emails, messages, social media updates. It's easy to lose ourselves in the digital whirlwind. However, if we apply the Stoic principle to our use of technology, we can start to see a different perspective. What if, instead of trying to keep up with every update and every message, we focus only on what we can control? What if we choose to engage mindfully with technology, deciding when and how we use our devices, rather than letting them dictate our lives? For instance, consider social media. It's easy to get caught up in the constant stream of updates, likes, and comments. But what can we truly control here? We can control our own posts, our own responses. But we can't control what others post or how they react to our posts. Recognizing this, a Stoic approach would be to engage with social media mindfully, focusing on our own actions and letting go of the need for approval or validation from others. When it comes to emails and notifications, again, we can choose how and when we engage with them. We can set aside specific times for checking emails, turning off unnecessary notifications, and focusing on one task at a time. This is not about rejecting technology, but about using it in a way that aligns with our values and contributes to our well-being. Stoicism, then, offers a framework for engaging with technology on our own terms. It encourages us to be mindful, deliberate, and intentional in our use of technology, focusing on what truly matters and letting go of the rest. Contrast this with the modern approach to technology, which often seems to be characterized by a sense of being overwhelmed and out of control. In the hustle and bustle of today's world, technology has become an integral part of our lives. It's a tool that, when used effectively, can simplify our daily tasks and broaden our horizons. However, it seems that more often than not, we find ourselves lost in the labyrinth of digital chaos. Let's consider social media, for instance. What started as platforms for connection and communication have subtly morphed into arenas for comparison and competition. The constant bombardment of updates, notifications and alerts has us tethered to our devices, creating a feeling of addiction that's hard to shake off. Then there's the issue of information overload. With the world at our fingertips, we have access to a vast ocean of knowledge. But this abundance of information can be as much a curse as it is a blessing. The constant influx of news, articles and updates can leave us feeling overwhelmed, confused and mentally exhausted. These issues hint at a deeper problem: our failure to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. We allow external forces like the number of likes on a post or the latest trending news to dictate our emotions and actions. Instead of using technology as a tool, we've become tools of technology. This is not to say that technology is inherently bad. After all, it's merely a tool, and like any tool, its value is determined by how we use it. But it's clear that our relationship with technology needs to be reevaluated. We need to find a way to navigate the digital world without losing ourselves in it. So where do we start? By acknowledging that we have control over our actions and reactions, by understanding that our worth is not determined by our digital footprint, by learning to use technology mindfully and intentionally rather than mindlessly and reactively. The modern approach to technology often leaves us feeling like we're at the mercy of our devices. But it doesn't have to be this way. With awareness, intention and a bit of Stoic wisdom, we can regain control and use technology to enhance rather than hinder our lives. When we compare the Stoic approach to the modern approach, some striking differences emerge. Let's start with the modern approach to technology. It's often reactive, isn't it? We allow ourselves to be swept along by the current of notifications, updates, and the relentless urge to stay connected. This approach often leads to a sense of overwhelm as we struggle to keep up with the pace of digital life. The modern approach, while it has its merits, often leaves us feeling drained, distracted, and unfulfilled. Now, let's contrast this with the Stoic approach to technology. The Stoics saw the world, including technology, as it is, not as they wished it to be. They understood that we can't control the existence of technology, nor its pervasive influence on modern life. But what we can control is how we interact with it. The Stoic approach is proactive rather than reactive. It's about making conscious choices about when and how we use technology, rather than simply responding to the pings and beeps that demand our attention. It's about using technology as a tool to aid our lives, not as a crutch that we depend on for validation and distraction. Stoicism encourages us to take a step back, to reflect on our use of technology. Are we using it mindfully or mindlessly? Is it serving us or are we serving it? By asking these questions, we can start to regain control over our digital lives. In the Stoic view, technology is not something to be feared or avoided. Rather, it's something to be used judiciously, with wisdom and discretion. It's about harnessing the power of technology to enrich our lives, rather than allowing it to deplete us. So, as we move forward in this digital age, let's choose the Stoic approach. Let's choose to use technology in a way that supports our well-being, that enhances our lives rather than detracts from them. Let's choose to be masters of our own digital destinies rather than being enslaved by our devices. In the Stoic view, technology is a tool, not a taskmaster. One practical application of Stoic principles to our digital lives is the practice of a digital detox. Now you might be wondering, what does a digital detox have to do with Stoicism? Well, quite a lot actually. Stoicism teaches us the art of self-discipline, of controlling our desires and impulses rather than letting them control us. And in a world where the ping of a notification can instantly draw our attention and disrupt our focus, self-discipline is more important than ever. Think of a digital detox as a type of Stoic discipline. It's a purposeful step away from the constant noise of the digital world, a moment to turn off the screens and tune into our own thoughts and experiences. It's about making a conscious choice to disconnect in order to reconnect with ourselves and the world around us. But a Stoic digital detox goes beyond just turning off your phone or closing your laptop. It's about examining our relationship with technology, understanding how it influences our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. Are we using technology, or is technology using us? That's where Stoic wisdom comes in. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control and let go of what's not. We can't control the existence of technology, nor can we control its constant evolution. What we can control is how we interact with it, how often and for what purpose. By periodically stepping away from technology, we're not only giving our minds a much-needed break, but we're also regaining control. We're reminding ourselves that we're in charge, that we decide when to engage and when to step back. It's a way to maintain perspective, to ensure that we're using technology as a tool rather than letting it become our master. In this light, a digital detox is not a rejection of technology, far from it. It's an embrace of our ability to use technology mindfully, effectively, and on our own terms. A digital detox is not about rejecting technology, but about reclaiming our relationship with it. Stoicism also has a lot to say about the ethical use of technology. The Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on virtue and integrity, can serve as a guiding light in the digital darkness. It encourages us to use technology in a way that aligns with our moral compass rather than letting it pull us astray into the sea of misinformation and disrespect. Let's consider social media, a realm where we often lose our sense of truth and respect. Stoicism urges us to remember the importance of honesty, even when we're hidden behind screens. It teaches us that spreading false information, even unknowingly, can cause harm and disrupt the harmony of our community. So, before we share that sensational news article, we should take a moment to verify its truthfulness. Respect is another virtue Stoicism promotes. The anonymity of the online world sometimes makes us forget that behind every username and profile picture is a real living person, with their own feelings and experiences. Stoicism reminds us to treat others with the same respect online as we would in person. It encourages us to pause before posting a hurtful comment or engaging in a heated argument and ask ourselves, is this the virtuous action I want to take? Stoicism also encourages moderation, a principle that can guide us towards a healthier relationship with technology. Spending every waking moment glued to a screen is not conducive to a meaningful life. By setting boundaries on our tech use, we can create space for other valuable aspects of life, like nature, relationships, and self-reflection. Finally, Stoicism advocates for resilience. In a world where technology is constantly changing and evolving, we need to be adaptable and resilient. Instead of resisting new technological advances, we should learn to use them in a way that benefits us and our society. So in the world of likes, shares, and viral content, let's remember the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Let's use technology not as a tool for self-indulgence or harm, but for promoting truth, respect, and integrity. Technology, in the Stoic view, should be used in a way that upholds our highest values. So, what might a Stoic's guide to technology look like? To begin, it would certainly not advocate for shunning technology altogether. Quite the contrary, Stoicism encourages us to engage with the world around us, and in the 21st century, that world is steeped in technology. The key is to interact with it thoughtfully, mindfully, and ethically. The Stoics' guide to technology would remind us that our devices are tools, not masters. They serve us, not the other way around. It's a perspective shift, but an important one. We control our engagement with technology, not the incessant pings of notifications or the seductive lure of endless scrolling. The guide would also highlight the importance of digital detoxes. While Stoicism doesn't demand asceticism, it does value moderation. Regularly stepping away from our screens allows us to reconnect with the physical world and our own inner thoughts, fostering a sense of tranquility and mindfulness. In addition, the Stoics' guide would encourage us to use technology ethically. It's not just about how much we use it, but how we use it. Are we spreading kindness and wisdom, or are we contributing to the noise and negativity? Stoicism teaches us to act virtuously, and that includes our online behavior. Furthermore, the guide would stress the value of using technology for personal growth and learning. Stoics regard wisdom as the highest good, so why not use our devices to access the wealth of knowledge available at our fingertips? Online courses, podcasts, ebooks, these are all tools for self-improvement. Finally, the Stoics' guide to technology would emphasize resilience. The digital world can be overwhelming, But Stoicism equips us with the mental fortitude to navigate it calmly and confidently. It's about acknowledging our feelings without letting them control us. In the end, the Stoics' guide to technology is about using it as a tool to live a more mindful, virtuous, and fulfilling life.